Do you want to know the truth about tarot cards? Well, in this video, we're going to dive into the world of tarot and answer the question that is on many people's minds: are tarot cards really evil? So join me as we explore why many people associate tarot cards with fraudsters, with the occult and demonic energies, and why many religions denounce tarot reading as a sin. Now, I'm also going to be challenging the misperceptions, busting the myths, and also opening up a completely new way of using tarot as a tool to connect with your higher self and empower you to create a more brighter future. Now, whether you're a skeptic or a believer, this video will challenge your perceptions about tarot cards, and we're going to reveal the truth about their real purpose. So let's go. Now, tarot cards have been long shrouded in mystery, and for many people, they represent this doorway to the unknown. And for centuries, people have used tarot as a tool for self-discovery and divination and seeking answers to life's biggest questions. But despite their popularity, tarot cards are often viewed with a suspicion or a fear, and many people believe that using tarot cards can invite evil or malevolent forces into one's life and leading to really negative outcomes. So what is it that makes tarot cards so terrifying to some? So first, many people associate tarot cards with negative stereotypes, such as fraudsters, con artists, and people who are using the cards to manipulate vulnerable individuals into giving them money or power. And a few years ago, I was exploring the streets of New York City and I heard this voice call out to me. And they said, "Something bad is going to happen to you." And I look up, and under this neon tarot and palm reader sign, this dodgy looking guy was trying to grab my arm and was saying to me, "I can remove the curse, just come inside." And I've got to say, it just gives me a shiver up my spine just thinking about it. Now, needless to say, I never went back to that street again. But sadly, some people are convinced to find out what bad things are going to happen to them. And then they fork out thousands of dollars to have this evil curse removed. And one woman even lost $500,000 trying to remove a curse. So it's really sad to see tarot being used in such a manipulative way. Now, second, TV shows, movies, and other media often associate tarot cards with witchcraft, the occult, and demonic energies. So, for example, there's the movie The Ninth Gate, and Johnny Depp, he has this character that uses tarot cards to decipher clues in a book related to the devil, right? And the TV series American Horror Story. So it had the characters who are witches, and they're using tarot cards to guide their spells and gain insight into their future. And there are also all of these images of the mysterious woman sitting at this little round table with her crystal ball and her tarot cards laid out. And she goes and she flips over the death card. And then suddenly the other person falls dead on the floor and it's all chaos, right? So it is no surprise that the general public have this perception that tarot is linked to the underworld, it's scary, it's evil, because that's typically how it is presented in the media. Now, of course, there's also religion. So some religious beliefs view divination, which is the practice of seeking knowledge of the future by supernatural means, or any sort of fortune telling, as sinful or immoral. So, for example, in the Bible, Leviticus says, "There shall not be found among you anyone who practices divination or tells fortunes or interprets omens, for whoever does these things is an abomination to the Lord," right? And it certainly makes it clear that fortune telling and divination is forbidden if you want to follow the letter of the Bible. And while tarot cards weren't around when the Bible was written, they started to make an appearance as a fortune-telling tool in the 1800s and the 1900s. And so that's why they've attracted the attention of certain religion, even in this present day, that have denounced it as a sin. So for example, in August 2018, the Pope shared a very strong message against idol worship, pointing specifically to tarot card and palm readings in order to see the future and calling this practice an idolatry of our times. So between con artists and street corners and movies with tarot card wielding witches and the Pope denouncing tarot cards, I totally get why many people think tarot is evil. I really do. And in fact, I agree with a lot of it. because using tarot cards to manipulate others into believing that they have a curse on them and it can only be removed with a payment of $1,000, it is completely wrong. It is completely immoral. And believing that tarot is evil because that's all you see in movies and the media, I totally get it. And I don't blame you for feeling that way. And avoiding tarot because your religion denounces it, of course you would. I get it. But this is only true because tarot is completely misunderstood. So tarot is often portrayed as evil, manipulative, false, and sinful. And it's all too often seen as a fortune-telling tool that's going to determine your fate no matter what you do. And over the years, it's been associated with the occult and the secretive dark arts. But it is not the only way that tarot is used. So just like tarot has the potential to be evil, it also has a lot more potential to be good and to connect us to our higher selves and our divine nature in so many different ways. So tarot is simply a tool. And as with any tool like a hammer or a knife, it can be used in many different ways for good and for evil. It's not the cards that have the power, it's the person using them and how they choose to use them. So let's go back to the Pope's comments about tarot being an idolatry of our times, because there's actually a lot of wisdom in what he has to say. So in his speech, he opened by asking, how many of you go to pray with tarot cards to see your future instead of praying to God? And then he went on to say that the problem with tarot cards and idolatry in general is that people begin to project themselves onto objects rather than staying in connection with their true God. And he's got a point, because here's the thing. When you use tarot cards to see your future, you actually give away your power. You project yourself into the future instead of staying present in the now. And you actually fall victim to your seemingly predetermined fate instead of embracing your free will and empowering yourself to take action. And you become dependent on the tarot instead of becoming dependent on yourself. And this is actually what the Pope is talking about when he says tarot is an idolatry of our times. But what he's not talking about is when you use tarot to create your future, to connect with your higher self, and to be the master of your own destiny. You see, when you use tarot as a self-reflection and empowerment tool, you take back your power and you've reconnected with your divine self. And you live in the present moment where you can take action to shape the future as you desire. So what if, instead of projecting yourself onto the tarot cards are simply opening up a whole new level of awareness in you? You see, we're talking about a whole different ballgame that looks very different to fortune telling and divination. We are talking about a deep spiritual practice that invites you to go really deep within your soul, to listen to your intuition and bring you closer to the divine. Like, this is how I love to use tarot, and this is how I teach my tarot students. As a mirror to the soul, as a way to ask deep questions and find deep answers within myself, as a way to understand the present so that I may create the future, and as a way to take pause in my daily routine and check in with myself and connect with my divine nature. And I invite you to explore tarot in this way, to open up to the goodness in tarot and within yourself. And just like I discovered how to use tarot to create the future, so can you. There is a learnable path to develop your intuition and expand your tarot abilities in service of creating more positive change in the world. So whether you want to read tarot for yourself or you want to start reading for others. Now, if this mindset shift resonates with you and you want to learn more about how to use tarot to live a more empowered and aligned life, there is so much more for you to explore here at Biddy Tarot. We're here to help you really manifest your goals and connect more deeply to yourself through a modern approach to learning the tarot cards. So take the next step in your tarot journey by clicking below. Hope to see you very, very soon. Bye for now. Hey, if you loved this video, then make sure you check out this next video and subscribe to our YouTube channel. See you next time.